a pretty decent strategic plan that you try and follow?
I'm pretty free. You know, I'm pretty free. I didn't know how Marais was going to come out in this one. I didn't know. Everyone talks about his gas tank. That was definitely one thing where I was like, he's either going to come out hard or he's going to come out light. He came out light. But other than that, man, I try to be as free as can be. You know, fighting without fighting. That's what I shoot for.
And reiterate to us the call-outs of what you were saying when Dan asked you the question about who's next. You know, what's the thinking behind
that, man, I try to be as free as can be, you know, fighting without fighting. Cody's hurt, and he's fighting at 25.
Reiterate to us the call-outs of what you were saying when Dan asked you the question about who's next.
But other than that, man, I try to be as free as can be, you know, fighting without fighting. Cody's hurt, and he's fighting at 25. TJ was in but other than that, man, I try to be as free and I think Sterling deserves a shot. And after that, I want Jan or Sterling after there.
Just daydream with me for a moment. How does a matchup with you and Jan happen?
I love it. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be the most technical and definitely one of the best fights that this sport has ever seen.
And I guess if you get it the other way with Aljamain Sterling, you fighters, I mean, it really kind of rubs on you the wrong way, doesn't it?
I want that one back. I want that one back.
You get it the other way
it'll happen. You know, I want that one back.
You fighters, I
learned a lot
really
from it,
kind of
so
rubs on you the wrong way, doesn't it?
I'm really grateful to him, and I want that one back.
You get it the other way.
It'll happen. I want that one back.
You fighters,
I learned a lot from it, so I'm really grateful to him, and I want that one back. It'll happen. I want that one back. I learned a lot from it, so
I think it's good that you got all day, because when you're counting 50 grand, it's going to take you a long time to count that. You've got yourself a performance bonus as well, sir, on top of this wonderful opportunity. So I guess that's a nice capstone to what's been a fantastic week for you.
I would say so.
You go back home to the dogs now?
Back to the dogs.
Love it. Yep. Great stuff. Listen, we cannot wait to see what your next move is. Congratulations on marking a highlight that's going to go like Barbara O'Reilly. I mean, we've got a few of these tonight, but that was picture perfect, a real tapestry. So congratulations. Thanks. Let's take a look at the bantamweight rankings then and see what this might all mean when they're readdressed on Monday morning. And we see Corey Sandhagen was in at number 4. He just took out the number 1 guy. But of course, the pawn in all of this is Aljamain Sterling, he has a win over Corey Sandhagen. So, I mean, Mike, what do you think? You know, you were talking yesterday down with the Long Island guys, but is he next?
Yeah, Aljamain Sterling's next 100%. I mean, the only way that he gets beat out of that spot is if Marlon Moraes goes out and gets a big win. And I knew once they went into the second round, I knew that that spot was secured for Aljamain Sterling. Marlon would have had to highlight real Corey Sandhagen in the first round to take that spot. Didn't happen.
I mean, you know, that's the thing with Aljamain Sterling. He's just kind of in that unique position now where, I mean, every time Corey wins, it's going to make Aljamain Sterling look better because of that finish that he's got. It's just projected him right up to the top, and it's going to seriously affect the rankings. I'm interested to see who moves around and, you know, who overtakes who, because, I mean, I'm glad I don't do the rankings. Yeah, it's very complex.
I saw on the social media feed that Aljamain Sterling had the whole eyeballs thing. He was watching that fight closely. Him and Peter Yan have been going at one another pretty intensely as well. So how do you see the build-up to that one?
The build-up's going to be great, and I think it's going to be a very fun fight. It's rare that we see striker versus grappler in a UFC title fight. We haven't seen that in a long time. Like, the way I look at it, it's usually the same styles going into those fights. So we got like the pure grappler versus pure striker, even though we've seen Aljamain show new wrinkles in his game when he fought Pedro Munoz. I mean, he looked like a very polished striker that fight. So who knows what Aljamain Sterling you're going to get. Expect the unexpected, but I stand with my Strong Island guys 100%.
Interesting stuff. Okay, well, we'll see how that one all unfolds. I think we should now turn our attention to the co-main event then. And Edson Barboza, no difference between him at 145 to 155. And Dan, I mean, some of his stuff was electric tonight.
This was a very strategic performance over a guy that's notoriously difficult to deal with. Makwan usually comes out firing. He normally comes out attacking the neck quickly, trying to get that takedown. But it was quite a cautious opening from Makwan. He was clearly trying to stick to a game plan. And Edson Barboza was just more patient and more strategic. He picked his shots perfectly. And the speed was a thing of beauty. I mean, that firing that right hand straight down the center line, but also working to the body. A couple of front kicks to the body, some nice digs to the midsection, and also great takedown defense to keep it in his wheelhouse.
vintage Barboza, would you say?
Vintage Barboza, but I saw some new wrinkles to his game as well. I had said yesterday that expect the unexpected with him. He might go for a takedown as well. Maybe he didn't do that tonight, but he locked in a few chokes of his own. And I was like, wow, he might beat Mach 1 at his own game.
Yeah.
That would have been a big feather in his cap, but he got the win nonetheless. Very excited to see him back in the win column. And there's a lot of fun fights for him at 145 pounds.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's pull up the rankings, shall we then, and see how they all stack up, because this picture's going to be interesting. He was calling for, was it the top 6? And, well, let's take a look. So, obviously, Volkanovski, top of the pile right now. Oh, I've just looked at number 6. Calvin Kattar. Could you imagine it?
Oh, what a fight that would be.
That would be a heck of a fight.
That would be. I mean, the first fight that came to my mind, unfortunately for him, is Zabit Magomedsharipov. What a fight that would be, but obviously they're former training partners over at Mark Henry's. I mean, now Edson Barboza's moved to ATT. Maybe that's a fight that could be on the table. But, I mean, the thing is with Barboza, we know what he's capable of, and we know what he's been capable of at 55. Now he's starting to find his rhythm a weight class below, and he's adamant that he's making a run at the belt. We could match him with any of those guys, and it's going to be electric. I mean, that's a main event every night of the week.
Yeah.
And the way he dealt with Makwan Amirkhani tonight, as Chiesa was saying, it showed a new wrinkle to his game. It's great takedown defenses we know from Edson Barboza, but him attacking the neck over and over again, someone with a lesser ground game may have succumbed to those anaconda attempts.
Do you think he gets someone as high as number 6, though, at this stage?
I think so. I mean, all the guys within the top 6, they're all strikers. We forgot about one of the key players in those top 5, and that's Yair Rodriguez.
Oh, what a fight.
What a fight that would be. I mean, there's a lot of fun fights for him, and I think that that's what benefits him in getting a guy ranked higher is the potential fights you have with Edson Barboza. He's the human highlight reel. So you look at the top 5, it's all killers. It's all exciting fighters. I expect a big fight for him in his next outing.
Okay, I look forward to it. Well, let's see what he had to say, because he caught up with Karen Bryant.
Thanks, John. Edson, parabéns. It was a great fight for you. How are you feeling about your performance tonight against Makwan Amirkhani?
I'm very happy. I think I'm doing a really good job. I have a short time to adjust for the southpaw wrestler, supposed to be fight orthodox striker. But yeah, I think I'm doing a good job. My coach, I defended takedowns. I did a good job. I'm very happy with my performance.
Yeah, you were able to sit him down a couple of times with your punches, but did you think you would be able to land a little bit more kicks on him?
Yes, like I said, I did a good job.
Yeah, you did.
I feel if I go pressure on him too much to try finish, he definitely try to hold me, take me down. It's a lot of risk for me. I try keep my distance, play my game, and most of the time off the round I was in control.
Yeah, absolutely. And also what was interesting about it is he's a grappler, and yet you are the one often threatening with a submission.
Yes, I'm an MMA fighter. I'm a complete fighter. I know whatever this fight going, I'm ready. If he give me a chance to try finish, definitely try finish in the ground.
So you said that you wanted to become a champion at featherweight. So who do you think should be the next fight for you in order to get to that top?
Like I said, in top 6, top 7 have great names. I say Qatar, Yair Romero, Holloway. All those guys, excellent fighter, excellent strike. Imagine me against those guys. It's going to be a great fight. I'm happy to fight with the best guys in the world in featherweight too.
You and Max Holloway just got me really excited. That sounds interesting. No, I know it was a big night for you and Marlon. Unfortunately, he didn't get the victory tonight. But what did you feel about his fight there?
I think he's doing very well. You see, his hands high, but he catching top of the head. Yeah. That's a fight game. Sometimes it happens. I saw him in the gym. He paid the price. He worked very hard for this fight. But I believe God knows everything. I know he's going to be a champ soon.
All right. Well, parabéns. Congratulations to you, Edson.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Pretty cool customer, isn't he?
He is.
And you were celebrating that step through on that right hand again. You're going to be drooling over that for a while, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to watch that a few times when I get back to the hotel. I like to see people commit to things. And when he was, the speed of Edson Barboza, as we know, is electric. But as he fired that right hand down the pipe and stepped through, he was ready to start firing. And he landed some nice combinations as well. Digging to the body, coming up to the head. I just think we're going to see new levels to Edson Barboza the more his confidence grows. And the thing is, as Karen was asking about the kicks, everyone expects kicks from Edson Barboza. So if he keeps coming out and throwing kicks, he's going to be playing into game plans. And I think Makwan was waiting for kicks, as Felder was saying on commentary, to catch him and try and ground him. Because the times when he was ran to the ground, it was, it was off kicks and scrambles. I think he was playing it smart tonight, and the hand speed just did the job.
I've got a question for you, scientific one, about sort of weight. Now, he's obviously cutting another 10 pounds on what he had before, and it didn't look like he had that to lose, but clearly it's working. But, Mike, do you think he needs to be really active to maintain his position at 145 pounds? If there's lots of time in between, will it fluctuate a little bit too much? How does that work? Someone who's used to that whole weight cutting thing?
Well, I mean, to maintain a figure like Edson, I mean, the guy is chiseled like a rock. So I think that he's a guy that's very diligent year-round. So when it comes to activity and how much he needs to fight, that's really dependent on him. We don't know how he feels coming out of that. He looks pretty unscathed, but, I'm sure he's a guy that wants to stay active. He loves to fight. He loves to compete, and I'm sure he wants to get back in there as soon as possible. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that eats a pound of cake and puts on half a pound of muscle, isn't he? And doesn't gain any body fat. He's one of those guys. He's got that good genetics. I wish I had.
Will you say
I eat cake and gain 5 pounds of fat.
or are you taking away from the fact that the guy is just ridiculously disciplined and he's going to have to maintain that now? 365, we'll see. But whatever it is, it's working. Let's take a look at some of the other results then on that main card. And we had some spectacular ones. Corey Sandhagen, we've covered that one. He got that big win. Edson Barboza with that decision win. Moving down the board, Marcin Tybura eked out a nice win over Ben Rothwell. Just started taking over as that fight progressed. And Dricus du Plessis, knockout in the first round. What a way to establish yourself on the UFC roster, particularly as a middleweight. Tom Aspinall, another first round TKO for the Brits. And Ilia Topuria, he spoiled all of the records that were set to be made by Yusuf Zalal. I mean, just so quick.
Just before the All Blacks perform the haka, an opportunity to welcome our international audience through Sky Sport New Zealand. So welcome to this first international rugby match in 8 months.